expresses massive support for Tuesday's November 5 protest march on the Capitol. President Joseph Boakai comes under serious criticism over refusal to release the investigative report that led to the dismissal of officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Supreme Court of Liberia mandates Anti-Kofa block to recall House Speaker Councillor Jonathan Fonati-Kofa due process, as it calls on both parties to revert to the House's standing rules and procedures. And away from Liberia, UK Foreign Secretary David Lama has said the concept of repatriation, that's reparations for former colonial nations affected by slavery, is not about the transfer of cash. These plus our news bulletins, voices of the newsmakers, sports are all packaged. Take a break to be right back. Welcome back. At this juncture, we join Newton Topa with the news bulletin.
President Joseph Boakai has come under serious criticism over his refusal to release the investigative report that led to the dismissal of officials of the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency. President Boakai recently relieved Colonel Abraham Krugman of his position as Director General of the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency, along with Hassan Fatiga, Deputy Director General for Operations, and Bawo Ko, Deputy Director General for Administration. An executive marshal release revealed that these actions follow a report from the Ministry of Justice detailing an investigation into a disturbance at the LDA headquarters on June 3rd this year and resulted to the suspension of the third former leaders. According to the release, Anthony Swa has been announced as the new Director General of the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency, subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate. Despite the President's authority on Article 56 of the Liberian Constitution, which grants him the power to dismiss executive officials at will, concerns have been raised about the lack of communication regarding the investigation's outcomes. Some national executive members of the Movement for Economic Empowerment has withdrawn a complaint filed against the party political leader Ambassador D. Maxwell Kimia. Reading a press release at the party's headquarters in Painesville Monday, the Secretary General of the party, Jeremiah Pay, disclosed the action of some executive members to file complaint to the National Elections Commission after their expulsion from the party. He noted that the indefinite suspension and subsequent expulsion of two executive members of the party in Jeremiah P. and Matthew Shan was as a result of two individuals being out of the country for more than 6 months, a time which calls for immediate suspension for the party as outlined in the Constitution. P. added that they regret having press conferences and radio appearances condemning their expulsion and now call for reconciliation within the party, indicating that they filed a complaint to NEC because, according to them, their expulsion was influenced by their political leader. The two executive members of the Movement for Economic Empowerment withdrew their complaint on October 31st after the case was dismissed on procedural grounds by the hearing officer of the National Elections Commission. The two executive members have meanwhile informed the public about the party's plan to draft a revised constitution of party 2016 bylaws and constitution for approval by the National Convention through a special constitution review committee. Several national policymakers, institutions from both private and public sectors, the media, the international stakeholders has issued a communique urging increased investment in agroecology and the establishment of a climate financing framework. These recommendations concluded a 3-day National Climate Justice Summit on agroecology and climate justice. The 3-day National Climate Justice Summit was held at the Ministerial Complex in Congo Town under the theme Climate Financing for Agroecology and Renewable Energy, and brought together diverse participants, including farmers, organizations, development partners, youth movements, traditional leaders, policymakers, community leaders, rural women, donors, academia, and agricultural experts. In the communique, stakeholders called on the executive and legislature to increase budget allocation for agroecology and extension services and ensure timely passage and full release of these funds. They emphasized that scaling agroecology will boost food production, alleviate poverty, and help Liberia meet its commitments to the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program. The National Elections Commission is considering early participants for the 2029 presidential and legislative elections, ensuring a more organized, efficient, and participatory process. The NEC Early 2029 preparation aims to improve the morale from the 2023 presidential and legislative elections in Liberia, which local and international observers widely acclaimed as free, fair, and credible. NEC Executive Director Mr. Anthony Sibet highlighted certain activities he said will focus on during this period. He cited periodic redistribution of electoral boundaries as necessary in any representative system where single member districts are used. The NEC Executive Director highlighted the conduct of electoral constituency boundaries delimitation in compliance with the Constitution and the electoral legal and regulatory framework of Liberia as a key electoral activity to implement. He cited the development of new 6-year strategic plan, claiming that this plan would guide the implementation of all roadmaps in the electoral cycle, a recurrent activity usually undertaken by the NEC every 6 years. According to him, one activity to consider at this point is the development of an improved and comprehensive electoral law reform agenda. The University of Liberia Student Union has re-emphasized it is part of the pending protest that is expected to take place on Tuesday, November 5th at the Capitol building. The group said the current administration bragged about the allotment of 34 million to the University of Liberia when nothing has been done to address the pressing need of students in creating a conducive learning environment. According to William Sando, a student representative, the faculty of the university has argued that the acting president of the institution time has expired. As such, they are calling for the appointment of new president. They say salary disparity and increment of tariff by Liberia Electricity Corporation are key issues that should draw the attention of the government of Liberia and the national legislature, considering the harsh economic situation in the country. He added that the Liberian people have been strangulated economically, and as such, they should rise up in their numbers on Tuesday to put the government feet to the fire. Sanders noted that an attempt for the government to stop peaceful citizens from assembling and voicing out their anger would definitely show that the Boakakun administration does not mean well for the Liberian people. The Ghana's Township Commissioner has strongly condemned the inhumane treatment and brutalization of Dawo Hamid Elliott by by some officers of the Monrovia City Corporation Police Force. It can be recalled on November 1st during one of the commissioner's regular community awareness on the first Saturday cleanup exercise. Commissioner Elliott, assigned motorbike, was impounded from his office assistant and taken at the Me- Me- Metropolitan Depot 3 in Ghanarsville along the Japan Freeway. Addressing a news conference on Monday, the Ghanarsville Township Police Public Relation Officer Hassan Hinn said in an attempt by Commissioner Elliott to intervene and have the motorbike released, he and his team were rudely engaged and brutally assaulted by some officers of the Monrovia City Police. According to Hassan Hinn, Commissioner Elliott was handcuffed, dragged in the back of a white pickup, and taken to the MCC headquarters on Lynn Street, despite being identified as a local government official, something he noted led to severe injuries to the commission and 5 members of his team. According to him, several items, including smartphones and cash, got missing in the process. He emphasized that the township sees this act as a total disrespect and gross arrogance to the part of the city police officers and is calling for an impartial investigation by the authorities concerned to ascertain the facts, circumstances after which an immediate action should be taken against those involved. Monterey County Senator Sir Joseph has donated several medical equipment and drugs to Grand Cape County Health Team. Speaking to newsmen after the presentation of the medical supplies, the Monterey County Senator said his gesture to Cape Mount Health Team is in fulfillment to improving the country's health sector. The donation made on November 3rd, 2024 in Rabosport, the capital of the county, the capital of the county. In his remarks, the county health officer, Dr. Kofa, lauded the senator for the donation, adding the gesture of Senator Sir Joseph was timely. He disclosed that the medical supplies and equipment will be distributed among health facilities in the county. Monterey County District 5 lawmaker Priscilla Cooper has pledged her support to House Speaker J. Fonati Kofa as resolution to remove the speaker gone missing from the anti-Kofa bloc. Addressing a press conference on November 4th at the Capitol Building office, the District 5 policymaker further explained that her decision to stay away from the anti-Kofa bloc is in respect of the rule of law. She maintained that if the speaker should be removed from his post, there is a need to accord him a due process and have to tread normal to us the speaker. She described the behavior of the court on the majority bloc as illegal and unlawful, urging them to return to work and rethink their decision. Representative Priscilla Cooper, however, noted that her interest to remove the speaker was based on account of the majority resolution to give Speaker Kofa a due process. And Margibi County District 3 Representative Ellen Atore says her life is at risk as she accused Senator Prince Moy of being the masterminder behind her life. Speaking on a local radio Sunday, Madam Ellen Atore said, due to her progress and achievement in the county's body politics, which citizens applaud her for, has been seen as a political threat to Senator Prince Moy political seat for 2029. She alarmed that several times she has been threatened and attacked by supporters of Senator Prince Moy, adding that she is the major reason why the senator Moy is supporting the speaker removal. Representative Ray at the same time noted that the senator is against her serving as co-chair on Ways, Means and Finance Committee at the House of Representatives, which she also accused the senator of supporting the speaker's removal. Meanwhile, as part of evidence to Madam Ellie Atore accusations, she shared some voices of Prince Moy plan to get rid of her political joining and supporting the anti-Kofor bloc removal.
Newton Togba with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature on King's News Broom. A reminder you're listening to King's News Broom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. Stories top in the news tonight. Tuesday's November 5 mass protest march on the capital. President Joseph Boakai comes under serious criticism over his refusal to release the investigative report that led to the dismissal of officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Supreme Court of Liberia mandates anti-Kofa bloc to call House Speaker Councillor Jonathan Fonante Kofa due process, as it calls on both parties to revert to the House's standing rules and procedures. And away from Liberia, UK Foreign Secretary David Lama has said the concept of reparation for former colonial nations affected by slavery is not about transfer cash. We'll take a break to be back with voices of the newsmakers. Welcome back and thanks for being there. The University of Liberia Student Union has re-emphasized its support for the pending protest that is expected to take place on Tuesday, November 5 at the Capitol building. It says salary disparity and the increasement of tariff by the Liberia Legislative Corporation are key issues that should draw the attention of the government of Liberia through the national legislature, considering harsh economic situation in the country. Here is the group head, William Sano.
Really. So the guys have failed, at least to talk about those national issues. Today, LEC have increased their tariff. That should be one of the discussions by the 55 House of Legislature. Why is the tariff have increased? The Liberian people are being strangulated economically. And that is why it is about time that the Liberian people to come out. Nobody should tell you about, violence. No, we are aware of violence. But what we are saying, the power of the people and the time for the people to not vent their anger to a peaceful disobedience of civil disobedience, then it means that the government of the day will not be taking them serious. Because it tells you that you are complacent, all is well. But in an attempt to come out, it shows that all is not well to the government. And it must recalibrate. The international community will be concerned, but you said complacently and walloping in poverty, and you say the government will be concerned. No, you are a joker. And that's why the student is saying, come out and you'll be protected. The government will protect you. And attempt for the government to not be protected, the government will experience a serious political evil and will not stop. It will be a non-stop. We're going to show you that.
Ganavie Township Commissioner has strongly condemned inhumane treatment and brutalization by some officers of the Morovia City Corporation police force meted against the commissioner, Dear Elliott. It can be recalled on November 1 during one of the commissioner's regular community awareness on the first Saturday cleanup exercise. Commissioner Dear Elliott assigned motorbike was impounded from his office assistant and taken at the Metropolitan Depot 3 in Ghanasville along the Japan Freeway. Addressing a news conference on Monday, the Ghanasville Township Public Relations Officer, Henson Ne, said in an attempt by Commissioner Elliott to intervene and have the motorbike released, he and his team were rudely engaged and brutally assaulted by some officers of the Morovia City Police.
On the morning of Friday, November 1st, 2024, during one of his regular community awareness on the first Saturday cleanup exercise, Commissioner Elliott, assigned motorcycle, was arrested from the office assistant and impounded at the City Police Depot. Attempt by Commissioner Elliott to intervene and have the motorcycle released. The commission and his team were rudely engaged and brutally assaulted by some officers of the Morovia City Police, Ghanasville Detachment. The situation led to severe injury to the commissions and members of his team. Also, several items, including smartphones and cash, got missing in the process. Additionally, Commissioner Elliott was handcuffed, dragged in the back of a white pickup, and taken to the MCC headquarters on Lynn Street in central Morovia, despite being identified as the Commissioner of Ghanasville Township. The office of the Ghanasville Township Commission sees this ugly act as a total disrespect and gross arrogance on the part of the Morovia City police officers, which has brought the office of the Ghanasville Township Commission to public ridicule. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the press, in view of the affirmation, the office of the Ghanasville Township Commission is calling for an impartial investigation by the authorities concerned to ascertain the facts and circumstances that led to the November 1st, 2022 incident, after which an immediate action should be taken against the individual concerned. Also, we want to use these occasions to call on authorities of the Morovia City Corporation to take these issues very seriously, because it overlooked, it might undermine the true purpose of the decentralizations and authority ascribed to commissions in Section 2.16 of the Local Commission Act of 2018, which gave the commissions the authority to manage all over administrations of his township. God bless Liberia and save the state.
Hassan Ne is the public relation officer of the Ghanansville Township. That's addressing a press conference earlier today. The president of the Dock Workers Union at the National Port Authority, Bala Bade, is urging the legislature to reserve or reverse its recent decision to grant autonomous status to outstation ports. It can be recalled the Senate Committee on Public Corporation and Public Works, following an assessment, recommended that various ports, including the ports of Buchanan, Harper, and Greenville, be given autonomous status. During an interview on ELBC Monday, Bada expressed his dissatisfaction over the Senate's decision, stating that it does not serve the best interests of the country. We'll bring you that excerpt in our subsequent newscast. In an act to boost revenue generation for the government of Liberia, the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority will on tomorrow, November 5, begin a vigorous move on fishermen across the 9 coastal counties. The move, according to the communication director of NAFA, is meant to remind fishermen to pay their balance lessons fees for the year 2024. According to Louis Kono, fishing lessons fees are normally collected during the beginning of every year, and as such, he is encouraging every fisherman to be in compliance.
Do the reduction in 2025. They got the assurance from the Liberian Fisheries Authority, NAFA, that the reduction will be done, but they have to play the road. They have to pay their balances. They have to pay their full fees. Some of them did not pay at all. Some of them reluctantly did not pay. Some of them decided not to pay. And in fisheries, if you're not complying, you become illegal. So they're in the red. They want to take them from the red now to ensure that they be able to comply so that we can move forward. In 2025, those fishermen that have money for government through NAFA, if they don't pay, they will not be allowed to put their canoes on the water beginning 2025 on the 2nd of January. They will not be allowed. And they want us to use their local authority. Okay, we agreed. We use the local authority. They need to respect the local authority. They need to comply. And if it works better, this time around, we'll repeat what we're doing now. We'll always use the local authority, but they need to follow the promises they made. That when they see the local authority, they will not see the team from Monrovia with NAFA, local team in the county. They will pay. So we want to see that happen. So we hope that what they told us before the meetings we had, what they told us that they will comply with the local authority, they will make the payment for government, because they know that NAFA had to raise money and to be able to give some of the money to government remittance. So the money we get from them, they know that NAFA will give push of that money to government. So it's not money that we just take to our offices and then eat. So on the other side,
NAFA Communication Director Luis Kono. They're speaking. For their part, the heads of the artisanal fishermen are calling on all of its members to be in compliance with NAFA to avoid their canoes being confiscated. Jerry Blamo, president of the Artisanal Fishermen Association of Liberia, and Yan Tisley, head of the Collaborative Management Association for Fishermen, said inasmuch their associations there is to seek the welfare of fishermen, it's also prudent that they be in compliance so that NAFA can raise the needed revenue.
To help government to get their revenue. And this is why we are on our obligations that we inform our fisher folks, kingdom owners, to adhere to this discussion, so that the 2 months, October, November, December, so that they can be in compliance, because the no compliant portion they put on last year will not going to happen again. So we are appealing to them this time around, the joint team, pricing on LAFA, the CMA, the cooperative, and we told NAFA not to be part of it, because we ourselves going to collect the fees. I just will collect the fee. We ourselves going to give it to the government. Give it to the government. Okay. Oh man, let me hear you because you president for the Coal Management Association, like big group. All the people they were looking about the faith, they all or they say that you the payment. What you want to tell your people to try and pay the money? Okay, we for us at the CMS, I think we are very calm, happy at this time to come on radio to talk to our people on this issue. This has been a very long thing we're discussing with NAFA. We saw our people were hesitating to pay. We talked to them, they agreed, they started payment. Yeah. But looking at the climate and the way fish used to die, they came to us and said, my people will beg you. So we went to NAFA and talked to them that we beg you, please share this into two portions so our people can pay half and the balance will be paid. NAFA listened to us and people started paying for last year.
Jerry Blamo, president of the Artisanal Fishermen Association of Liberia, and Nyanti Slee, head of the Collaborative Management Association for Fishermen. A reminder you're listening to King's News, Broom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. Stories topping the news tonight. Opposition Congress for Democratic Change expresses massive support for the Tuesday's November 5 mass protest march on the Capitol. President Joseph Boakai comes under serious criticism over his refusal to release the investigative report that led to the dismissal of officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Supreme Court of Liberia mandates anti-Kofa bloc to call House Speaker Councillor Jonathan Funati Kofa due process as it calls on both parties to revert to the House's standing rules and procedures. And away from Liberia, UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy has said the concept of reparation for former colonial nations affected by slavery is not about the transfer of cash. We'll take a break to be back with sports. Welcome back. Let's now join Otis Sankan with our sporting developments.
The senior men national team, the Lone Star, will be in action the 13th and 17th of November 2024 in the CAF African Cup of Nations qualifier. On November 13, 2024, the Lone Star will face Togo at the SKD in a return leg of the 2025 AFCON qualifier. The first leg ended 1-1 in Lomé, Togo, while on 17 November 2024, Algeria will welcome Liberia at the Hussein Ed Ahmed Stadium in Algiers. Both teams met in the ongoing AFCON 2025 fixtures in Monrovia, and Algeria defeated the Lone Star 3-0 at the SKD in Monrovia. Both matches for the Lone Star have no significant impact on the senior men national team qualification to the Morocco 2025 AFCON Nations Cup. And in basketball, quickly, Liberia basketball champions Mighty Barrow are drowned in Group B of the Elite African Basketball League. The Rollers departed Liberia on yesterday, November 3rd, 2024 for Abidjan, the Ivory Coast, via the Rabat International Airport. Barrow delegation includes players, technical staffs, and officials. Mighty Barrow basketball team is paired with RLA Tripoli, KS8 of Cameroon, and Ghana's Spectex Knight. The competition is expected to kick off November 5th, 2024 in Abidjan, the Ivory Coast. That's it for sports.
Many thanks. Many thanks to Otis Sankan for the sporting development. More into our mainline stories. Some national executive members of the Movement for Economic Empowerment has withdrawn a complaint filed against the party political leader, Ambassador D. Maxwell Kimia, Reading a press statement at the headquarters of the MOVE in Painesville Monday, the Secretary General of the party, Jeremiah Pay, disclosed the action of some executive members to file a complaint to the National Elections Commission after that compelled as a expulsion from the party. He noted that the indefinite suspension and subsequent expulsion of two executive members of the party, and Jeremiah Pay and Matthew Shan, was as a result of the two individuals being out of the country for more than 6 months, a time which calls for immediate suspension by party as outlined in its constitution.
Last 6 months, our beloved party, the Movement for Economic Empowerment, has been faced with internal political differences, fights, conflicts, divides, serious differences regarding the political direction, structure, and governance in the aftermath of the 2023 general and presidential elections have been at the core of the conflict in the party. Amidst the actions of few National Executive Committee members, including but not limited to the Sunday, May 5, 2024, authorized press statement. Led by Mr. Jeremiah LCP, some members of the National Executive Committee who are out of the country for some non-move-related assignment, especially the former national chairman and others, all of whom lost their legitimacy for being outside the country beyond 6 months, as agreed by the National Executive Committee and in line with the specified constitutional period of move, the situation which has exacerbated the conflict in the party. After hearing the case in the last 3 months, on October 21, 2024, the hearing officer of the National Elections Commission dismissed the case on procedural grounds in compliance with Section 9.3 of the National Elections Commission regulations. Mr. Jeremiah LCP and Mr. K. Matthew Shah withdraw of the case and appeal for the National Elections Commission with prejudice. Effectively, October 29, 2024, complete withdrawal communication submitted to the National Elections Commission on October 31, 2024 is predicated on the prevailing realities, coupled with the credible need and our desire to move forward.
Meanwhile, the two executive members of the Movement for Economic Empowerment withdrew their complaint on October 31 after the case was dismissed on procedural grounds by the hearing officer of the National Elections Commission. The two executive members have meanwhile informed the public about their party's plan to draft a revised constitution of the party 2016 bylaws and constitution for approval by the National Convention through a special constitution review committee.
The National Executive Committee decision to hold an emergency national convention of the Movement for Economic Empowerment, for which an approval request was submitted to the National Elections Commission of the Republic of Liberia remains unchanged, and that a formal request shall be made to the National Elections Commission to urgently approve the September 3, 2024 request of the Movement for Economic Empowerment to hold a formation Washington National Convention, at which time elections shall be held to fill in vacancy in a party, including but not limited to the position of national chairman, national secretary general, etc., and take other decisions on other outstanding issues. That an emergency national convention committee shall be constituted to draw up plans and activities for the party 10th national emergency convention soon to be held in November 2024.
Monserrado County Senator Sir Joseph has donated several medical equipment and drugs to Grand Cape Mount County Health Team. Speaking to newsmen after a presentation of the medical supplies, the Monserrado County Senator said his gesture to Grand Cape Mount Health Team is in fulfillment to improving the country's health sector.
Honorable Senator, in your country, I remember 2014
During the Ebola crisis, I was in Grand Cape Mount to help. Today I'm here based on your invitation. Those of you have asked that we need some support for the health sector in Grand Cape Mount. I've been discussing this for more than 1 year. So today I'm happy that we are here together. And our police Senator Pepper will also be coming. On behalf of myself and the people of Montserrat County, I have in mind citizens from Grand Cape counties that voted for me as a senator in Montserrat. So I should also come in the county to also come. And this is about Liberia. We must support the health system. So I'm here on behalf of the Organization for the United States, Gateway Medical Alliance. They are partners for me. They make this donation. These are symbolic donation. Everything that is in this container and the quantity.
Montserrat County Senator Sir Joseph. In remarks, the County Health Officer, Dr. Kofa, lauded Senator Sir Joseph for the donation, adding that the gesture of the senator was timely.
Yeah, so firstly, the activity going on right now is a donation exercise being done by the Honorable Senator, Honorable Samuel Taylor, Senator from Cleveland County, and also Honorable Sir Joseph. Also understand that Honorable Senator Daba Fatla should have been here, but she's I think there were other issues. So this news of all that, the issue we have happening.
Margibi County District 3 Representative Ellen Altored says her life is at risk as she accused Senator Prince Moy of being the mastermind behind the process. Speaking on the local radio Sunday, Madam Ellen Altored said, due to her progress and achievement in the county's body politics, which citizens applaud her for, this has been seen as a political threat to Senator Prince Moy political seat for 2029.
Senator James Emmanuel Nukwe is one, and I'm saying it here today with all fear. If my nails should go missing or something happens, he should be the first person the world should hold responsible. And I have proof for that.
Wow.
What I'm saying is.
Why is he using this volatile thing to target you?
Because Senator Nukwe is clear about it, why I'm outgrowing. I serve as a co-chair on Waste, Means and Finance, and my husband works for the executive, and we are empowering the people of Margibi. And once they are empowered, they will be no longer under his spell. They will grow, they will be self-sufficient or independent to make their own judgment. And he see it as an affront to him. So he's saying.
Meanwhile, as part of evidence to Representative Altored accusation, she presented what is believed to be voice of Senator Prince Moy in plan to get rid of her political joining and supporting the anti-Kofa bloc.
You know that the Free Zone Authority, they had 22,000. They want to put 800,000 there. She put 800,000. When the community room had told them to play a Moribond institution, we get 800,000. We reduced it to 600. And then they were 50,000. Is that money now the man being using? The man, I think 8 employees there. You know how many employees they employ there? They employ more than 70 employees there. 90% report from my gig. And those are people who are on the internet every day attacking me. I'm telling you, no, those are people on the internet every day, they're attacking me. So yes, try me to go.
Montserrat District 5 lawmaker Priscilla Kupo has pledged her support to House Speaker Jeff Onanti Kofa as a solution to remove the Speaker gun missing from the anti-Kofa bloc. Addressing a press conference on November 4 at her Capitol Building office, District 5 lawmaker further explained that her decision to stay away from the anti-Kofa bloc is in respect of the rule of law.
Statement to the public on the ongoing saga at the Capitol Hill. First statement by Honorable Priscilla Abraham Cooper, Representative District Number 5, Moserado County, both at 2024 at this time. Today, I announce my decision to scale back my participation from the effort to remove Honorable Councillor J. Funati Kofa as Speaker of the 50th House of Representatives until such time when the majority members who have secured the 49 votes required to constitute a two-term majority in order to constitutionally remove him as Speaker. My initial decision to support the majority members.
Moserado County District 5 Representative Priscilla Cooper. And in foreign news, UK Foreign Secretary David Lamont has said the concept of repatriation or reparation for former colonial nations affected by slavery is not about the transfer of cash. In his first comment since 56 Commonwealth leaders signed a statement saying the time had come for a conversation about reparations, Lamont told the BBC that was not the debate people are wanting to have. The UK government previously ruled out paying reparations for slavery, and Downing Street said its position included other forms of non-financial repatriatory justice too. On that note, that's how we come to a near end of this edition of King's News Broom. But before we leave, a quick reminder of stories we followed in the headlines. Opposition Congress for Democratic Change expresses massive support for the Tuesday's November 5 mass protest march on the Capitol. President Joseph Boakai comes under serious criticism over his refusal to release the investigative report that led to the dismissal of officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. You also heard in the news, Supreme Court of Liberia mandates anti-Kofa bloc to a call House Speaker. Councillor Jonathan Funati Kofa due process as it calls on both parties to revert to the House's standing rules and procedures. And away from home, UK Foreign Secretary David Lamont has said the concept of reparations for former colonial nations affected by slavery is not about the transfer of cash. Many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's News Brown a success. Newton Tokwa brought to you the news bulletin. Otis Sunken was here with the sports. As a Robert Sala control and handle the technical aspect of this production. On behalf of the team, I'm Sherman Deere. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.